In this video, I'm going to be talking about 7 tips for growing your YouTube channel using Facebook. Plus, we're going to be talking about some Facebook hacks as well as ways to monetize your Facebook. And if you're new to one of these live trainings or you're watching on the rebroadcast, we're going to talk for about 30 minutes, and then with some intense training, I have some slides for you, and then we'll get into some Q&A, and we'll keep it on topic, right? So when we hang out like this, then we'll do some Q&A about Facebook and using social media and Facebook to grow your YouTube channel. But hey, if we're just meeting, my name is Sean Cannell, and my passion is to help you build your influence, income, and impact using YouTube and online video. This channel, Think Media TV, is really just all about helping you go further, faster in media overall. And we like doing deep dive trainings like this. This isn't always what you see here. A lot of tech gear reviews, a lot of typical YouTube videos that are shorter, but these trainings are like a deep dive. So if you want to take notes or anything like that, we're going to get into a lot of content that's really going to help you go further, faster, and get results as you build your brand, build your business, build your influence online. So let's dive into it. And Heather on my team is helping me. She's capturing your questions. So don't hesitate to post questions in the live chat right now. Or if you're on the rebroadcast, definitely post questions in the comments below. Want to say what's up to Tech and Techniques from Brazil, from Sue Productions, from Telepedia, from LKK Digital, Will Stance. Great to see you guys. Thanks so much for being here. Let's dive into it. So we're talking about 7 tips for growing your YouTube channel using the power of Facebook. And let's kick it off. First of all, why Facebook? Well, there is currently, and depending on when you're watching this, it's probably more than this, 1.86 billion people monthly using Facebook on the planet. That is crazy, right? It is by far the largest social platform by a landslide. And there's 1.23 billion daily active users. Daily. So over, almost 1.25 billion per day are active on Facebook. So what does that mean for you? That means that your brand, that means that your, the channel you're building, the content you're building, the niche you're building, that they're there. I mean, without a doubt, your potential fans, your potential followers, they're on Facebook. There's no question. All ages, all demographics. And so, Facebook is a big deal. Also, video is king. And so video posts have a 135% greater organic reach than photo posts. Live video, people spend 3x longer watching live video. So this is good news for you, right? Because you are a video creator, you're a video influencer. So you already have an advantage. Like, you're already making video, you're already good at video. And so the fact that video is crushing it on Facebook is really, really good news for you. Mark Zuckerberg said a while ago that by 2019, most of Facebook will be video. That's the CEO of Facebook. So he sees this whole trend of video taking over because video is king. Now, let's define some priorities as we start out here. And thanks so much for the comments, and thanks so much for the feedback. I am seeing a little bit in your super chat. John, appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. And we're going to keep grinding, and we will get to Q&A here in a bit. So let's start with priorities. This presentation is called How to Grow Your YouTube Channel with Facebook, but I want to suggest something to you. I think your first priority should be to grow your Facebook. Now that sounds, you're like, okay, well, what do you mean? What I mean is to actually, I believe you should be growing a presence on Facebook for Facebook's sake, like not necessarily, not so that you can grow your YouTube channel. That is priority number 2. But that actually priority number 1 would be, hey, I want to grow my influence on Facebook, and then at times use that influence to drive some traffic, to drive some people over to my YouTube channel. But Facebook has tons of value in and of itself. But there's also a reason for this, and that is the sandbox reason. And it's basically this. Facebook is its own ecosystem. It's its own platform. It's its own community. It's its own place. And if you send people away from Facebook, like if you link to your website, if you link to a YouTube video, doesn't matter what you do, Facebook doesn't like it. Like, they're not happy with you linking away from Facebook. Now, in this training, we're going to talk about how to do it and get some results. However, it's just good to know that you want to build Facebook priority number one, just because it's worth it building your brand in that system. And then at times linking away to your YouTube channel. And we'll talk about some hacks for this. And then one note up front is to make sure that you have set up a fan page, because this is not applying to a friend page. I don't believe you should be using a friend page to really build your brand or build your business. That's all about a fan page. That's where the analytics are, the insights are, that's where the impact is. So make sure if you haven't set up a fan page that you set up a fan page. So let's dive into it. 7 tips now for growing your YouTube channel with Facebook. Tip number 1 is you got to make your page pro. So kind of like we always start with, I think it's important that you start with the branding, you start with the look, and you start with, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So if you have a great piece of content that goes viral, but then people come check out your page and your page isn't optimized, then you can miss out on a lot of opportunity. So that means a solid profile picture, a great cover image, and your about page. So here's what it looked like. You, again, same as some of our other trainings, should have, I believe, a good profile picture that is a picture of you as you would show up to a party. Like, you know, you're probably not going to just roll out of bed and go to like an event. It's like eye contact, good vibes, you know, demonstrating your vibe, your attitude, whatever. So your profile picture, make sure you have a good profile picture, not too zoomed out, not hard to figure out what it is, a headshot, a profile picture. And you also want to have a cover image, and check out the opportunity here. When you have a cover image, you could say something like, check out our show on YouTube, or you could say, go look at, go see our best video. And this feature is what you really want to take advantage of. You can have a clickable button link. It can say different things. And one of those things that it can say is watch video. So this is a huge key. So in this particular case, we are still promoting for a limited time our masterclass at learnyoutubetoday.com. When you click this, it takes you over to learnyoutubetoday.com. But for you, you could have something like, go see one of your best videos ever, and maybe there's a picture of the video with an arrow down or something like that. But you want to take advantage of your cover image and then utilizing this button on your Facebook fan page. Then on your about page, you can also link to your YouTube channel, and you can also have your statement. And I always encourage you to work on this. What is your tagline? What's the elevator pitch for your brand, your YouTube channel, your business? You know, mine is, I help people build their influence, income, and impact with YouTube and online video. And so that's kind of all I need to say, at least in my opinion. People can know what kind of training, what kind of content they're going to get on this Facebook page in that line. So you want to fill out your page 100%, because that's the foundation, and you don't want to start building without a solid foundation. So once your page, fill it out 100%, make it pretty, go to work on it. And by the way, what we'll do is I have a blog post that links to all the ideal resolutions, and I'll put that in the description. So it's like, what resolution should your cover image be, even your Facebook posts and all those things. So I'll link that up. So then you get your foundation laid, and then it's all about CSQC. This is our formula for crushing it on social media. This is your consistent, strategic, quality content, right? So on Facebook, you want to develop a plan, and that's what we'll do right now, to be consistently posting content that is strategic, that's good, high quality, and then content. And so another thing is you want to make sure that your link ratio is set up kind of like this, and you can experiment with your own. But we talked about not sending people away from the Facebook sandbox, right? So our link ratio is about 3 to 4. That's about 3 posts without a link away from Facebook for every time we do say, hey, go watch a YouTube video, or hey, go to our website, or go somewhere else. And a way to think about that is, I think of Facebook kind of like a bank. And at Bank Facebook, when you make a deposit in the bank, that means you upload a native post, meaning you upload an image to Facebook. It doesn't mean you link to your Instagram. It means you actually upload that image to Facebook natively, or you upload a video, or you do a text post. But it keeps people on Facebook, and it's quality content. So they're like, awesome. Quality content gets likes, it gets comments, it gets engagement, and it's all keeping it all in the family. It's keeping it in the Facebook sandbox. That's like making a deposit into your account. And what you want to do is you want to make a lot of quality deposits, so your account balance, quote unquote, is high, so you can post links away from Facebook, like a link to your YouTube video, that's a withdrawal. So some reasons why people fail on Facebook trying to promote other things is all they ever do is link away from Facebook, and their organic reach, their impact just gets decimated because all they're ever doing is withdrawing from Facebook, trying to take people away from the platform. And Facebook's like, I don't like that. I'm angry at you. So it's a dance of both. And what we typically do is we do about 3 posts that are a deposit to every 1 post that is a withdrawal. And then one other tip before we get into the main points here is use your insights. And so on your fan page, you can go to the insights tab and you can see a ton of cool stuff, mainly when the most amount of your Facebook likes, your audience, are online. So you know what time to post. So in this case, it would be posting at like 7 a.m. My time, 8 a.m. my time, dips in the middle of the day, goes up at 6 p.m. And then also it'll show you your top post, how much reach they got, how much engagement. So what you can do is you can analyze and make adjustments, always be studying, like always be analyzing, testing, experimenting, and then making strategic adjustments. So definitely use your insights. All right, so tip number 2, the foundation is laid. Now let's talk about your posts on Facebook. So tip number 2 is text posts. This would be a post that's not a video. It's not an image. It is just text. So with these posts, you want to add value. You could ask questions, very, very powerful, gets engagement. You can use emojis tastefully, and you should be. And it's also the simplest way to link to a YouTube video. And when we talk about add value, what I mean over here, you can see, content that's either a lot of these or at least one of these. It's inspirational, it's educational, it's informational, it's an entertaining content, it's motivational content, or it provides some insight of some sort. You want to add value. And so here's a couple just text posts. One on the left there is a request for, do you have any video ideas? And it actually was great. We got 14 comments, 14 different video ideas. And, working on new ideas for Think Media TV, any suggestions? No link away, just right there, community engagement. Here's one that's kind of more inspirational. Lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. And I know that's you because you're here. You're in an intense training on Facebook. Obviously, you're a leader, an influencer. Obviously, you're a learner. But notice this, there is emojis on there. So just kind of a way to spice up some text posts. We see emoji culture happening from smartphones, but all the social media platforms are embracing it. And so these are some examples of text posts. Now, here's an example of a text post with a YouTube link. And actually what we do is we post the YouTube link, it populates it like this. This pops up, and then we actually delete the YouTube link, but that is still there and it's still clickable. However, this is my least favorite way to link away to content. So you could see a couple emojis. This was a training we did all about Twitter, but the thumbnail is, it's square. It's not even good. This is all kind of messy. And so this is what it looks like if you just link to a YouTube video on Facebook. But in our next tips, there's a lot better ways to build your YouTube channel using Facebook other than this. So let's move on to number 3, photo posts. So now we're talking about quality, consistent, strategic content. So you want to have quality images. You could have text, and I don't mean text on the image. That's great too, but then also combining text in the post. And then you could also link out. So let's look at some examples. So here's one, and notice how much cleaner this looks even than that last time when we linked out to YouTube. This has a link to YouTube, but it's the thumbnail of the video. So what we do is we just upload the thumbnail, and then we link to the YouTube video with just a text link right there. And we actually use a little bit shorter YouTube link. When you click share on your YouTube page, you can get a youtube.be link. It shortens it down a little bit for you, which is a little tip there. That's nice. And so you could see how this looks. Looks, in my opinion, a lot better. It takes up more of the news feed. It looks clean. And if you're designing custom thumbnails for your YouTube channel, you already have this image, right? So you're good to go. Here's another one that's not a link out. It's just kind of a value post. And if you can't read this poster, it says complaining is not a strategy. So it's just kind of an echo of that, something I deeply believe that that complaining is not helpful, right? That we just want to, instead of complaining, let's crush it, right? And then kind of a quality photo as well. Now here's another photo text post, no link away. And it asks a question. Hey, we're in Q2 What are your goals? You know, how are you doing on your goals? Some comments happening. And then this image is an image off of, you know, the net somewhere, like of a quote of Tony Robbins. And you can see kind of how we combine our own stuff with like an image that is just kind of inspirational, or that's kind of leadership or personal development or something like that. And here's another post. Now, a lot of things happening here. A way to use a photo is you have the YouTube link. It's also powerful because it has a question like, hey, what's the best video editing software? And then people can respond. Someone here saying, you know, Yarby saying actually DaVinci Resolve. So it actually is kind of a hack because you get a little bit of engagement, kind of emojis happening here, and then a link to my video about best video editing software with a creative photo of my wife and I, Sonia, that we got editing up, etc. And so kind of a lot of things happening. So I hope this sort of inspires you. And here's the question. Ask yourself, how can you uniquely and creatively take photos that promote your brand and your YouTube videos? How can you be unique? How can you be creative and spice up your content? So then it doesn't just have to be the thumbnail, but it could be something else that's maybe a little more visual appealing, that has more visual appeal. And then notice this too. This is just utilizing all the Facebook features. One of the features on Facebook, it actually lets you say how you're feeling. So you could say, I'm feeling focused, feeling amused. And these are just types of things. Again, Facebook offers you features, use them because you want Facebook to like you, to see you're a power user, to like your page, and to give you more organic reach. And so here's a kind of another example of using a creative photo that then promotes a video. But you might be asking like, well, how do you find time to shoot all these photos for social media? And my biggest tip there is that you can do this even if you are extremely busy, and that is to batch your content. And you maybe have heard, if you've hung around Think Media TV for very long, you've heard me talk about batching a lot. I'll link up this video in the description. It's the 10-step YouTube checklist, but here's the key, that when you batch your videos, you can also shoot some photos and videos for social media. So like as soon as you finish shooting a YouTube video, you could shoot a couple photos, you could shoot, you know, some products on the table or a journal or whatever it is, and then you could use those same photos later. And then even if you don't post that video for 2 weeks, you have some content for social that you created in a batch. So an example was on our channel Video Influencers, recently did an interview with Coach Tulin. And so as soon as we were done with the interview, we just shot a couple photos. And so this kind of weird, awkward, funny one, this isn't even what the thumbnail looked like. This was just part of one of the photos from the batch. And this was probably shot, you know, a month and a half ago, the actual video. But once the video came out, then we have some photos to do some unique and variations of content on social media. And hey, by the way, so let's take a short break here. If you know anyone who would like this, can you hit the share button? And actually, would love it. Thanks for watching live. If you're on the rebroadcast, Everything Tech, thanks for being here. Lewis0103, thanks so much for being here. Don't be a psycho. And I see your question coming in. We'll get to some Q&A in just a bit. But hey, sharing is caring. Can you share this out? There's the share buttons on the YouTube page. And if you're getting value out of it, can you hit that like button? And we're going to get to Q&A in just a bit. And we'll keep on crushing it. All right. So we've talked about text posts. We've talked about photo posts. Now let's talk about video posts. So the first thing you could do is a native upload. Again, that does not link away from Facebook. This is a video, not a YouTube link, not a YouTube video, a video that is uploaded directly to Facebook. That's a native upload, or a native upload with a link. And that is where I really think the superpower is to be building your YouTube channel. It's probably one of the best ways, and I'll show you how that we do it. So here's an example of just a native video. It's uploaded here on Facebook. There's no link. It's kind of an entertaining video, and it makes sense for my niche, my brand, because I review cameras and whatnot. So it's really me using the camera, what I created with the camera on a snowboarding trip, etc. And then it says full review coming soon. But it just has its own impact, its own reach. And you can see, I mean, 22,000 views, which is very, very good for us because this is quality content and Facebook loves it because it doesn't have people leave Facebook. Full review coming soon. It's a good way to like prime the post, like get people ready, you know, or like anticipating the video that might be coming out later. That's like a full review or whatever it is. And then you could see lots of engagement. And these are some of the insights you can get when you dive into your post insights. You can see comments and shares and clicks and other clicks and all kinds of things, how many reactions. And so a post like this would be like a high quality video, you know, that doesn't link away from Facebook, and that builds your priority number one, as we talked about, builds your brand on Facebook. Then another quick tip about videos is that 85% of Facebook videos right now are being viewed without sound. That's crazy. Like that's like, this is basically the most of videos on Facebook are being viewed without sound, probably because people are at their job, they're at work, and they just are looking. And what they're doing is they're reading captions, if there are any. They're hoping they can read captions, and captions actually increase your watch time by 12%. And so when you're posting videos on Facebook, definitely caption them. And I'm going to post a tutorial of how to do that soon on Think Media TV. It's very easy now, though. They made it really easy to do it. You can just generate it. You can correct some of the words, and you're good to go. It used to be a kind of a headache. So it is simpler to do now. So definitely caption your videos. And let's talk now about linking out. So this is kind of our basic model of how we grow our YouTube channel using Facebook. And that is a post. You can see there's a lot of text describing what's going to happen in the post, little use of emojis. There's the YouTube link that'll link over to the full video. And then what we do is we shoot a video that kind of adds some value, adds some content. And I encourage you, check this out later. And I have kind of a conversation, a few things, maybe for a minute and a half. And then in that video, I saying, hey, if you want to go check out like the full video, the link is in this post here on Facebook. It's a verbal call to action right in the video. And so this right here is a native video that links away to Facebook. And so remember the ratio. If you're putting out content, 3 good pieces of content that it doesn't link away, then every once in a while we drop this, and it's a great way to then drive traffic and discoverability over to our YouTube channel. Someone just said, Kate said, hey, you're replying and you're doing it. Heather is in the comments right now. So say what's up, Heather, in the live chat, and also post your questions. So you can capture your questions for Q&A that we'll get to in just a bit. Pete says it's just a recording. No way, Pete. I'm here. I'm here live. Unless it's on the broadcast, Pete, and you're right. Then it would be just a recording. All right. So now another thing that is another example is this is actually a video inviting video ideas. And so I say, I need your help. Watch the video for details. I also include that, see the feeling desperate, the kind of Facebook feeling feature right there. And this got a lot of good engagement, a lot of comments, a lot of video ideas. And it was a video that was uploaded there. But again, think about it. I want to really shift your mindset to think about always think about how you could avoid linking away from Facebook. Always think about how you could build your brand right on Facebook. And then when necessary, and every once in a while, link away. So in this case, it wasn't necessary. So to take it even deeper, this video was uploaded on YouTube. It was a video wanting some video ideas so I could prep future videos. But instead of linking to this video, which also exists on YouTube channel, on this Think Media channel, I uploaded it natively right to Facebook because I'd rather have the reach there, and there was no reason to send people away from Facebook in this case. The goal of the video was to get the comments and to get the video ideas and to get your questions, your feedback, what you want to see. And actually, if you're watching this video and you have a question, maybe not about this, a video idea, post it in the comments. It's not going to do very well on the live chat because that disappears. But on the replay, you can post in the comments, always looking for what are you struggling with, what are your challenges, or what kind of video ideas do you have, because we want to help in any way we can. Okay, so now you're posting text, you're posting photos, you're posting video content on Facebook. Here's the multipliers. This is how you get reach, how you reach new people on Facebook, which again, I see this all the time with YouTube video creators. They're so limited. They think that, or mindset wise, they think YouTube is the only thing. It's the only thing that matters. The reality is there's more people on Facebook than even YouTube. So you can reach new people who will love your content, follow you in your niche. And so be building your brand on Facebook. And the way you reach more people, the way your organic reach increases is when your posts get likes or reactions, hearts, etc. When you get comments, when people click on your posts, and not just click links. What I mean here is like if they click the image to make it bigger, if they just click Like Facebook knows every little action people take. And so that proves that they're not just passively watching the feed. It means they're pressing to make it bigger, or they click the video to turn the audio on, or they click something. Those clicks are signals of engagement that Facebook says, yes, this content is getting action. Let's release it organically to more people. And then here's the power one. Here's the major key is shares, because when someone shares your Facebook content, then friends of friends can discover it, right? It now is being released to some of their audience and some of the people in their feed. And so shares is also what you want. So here's your power questions. Ask yourself this. Ask yourself this. Is this post likable? How can I get people to comment? And is this post shareable? Like before you post something on Facebook, ask, will people like, is this likable? You know, and is this the kind of content that's shareable? Or go research and study what does get a lot of shares. Ask yourself, what do I like to comment on? What do I share on Facebook? And do more of that. Those are the multipliers. That's how you begin to really grow on Facebook. And then here's the cool thing is as your brand grows on Facebook, then every fourth post or whatever your ratio is, you can then send your tribe, your audience, your community somewhere else like your YouTube channel. All right, tip number 5, huge strategy to be using right now. Number one reason why, if you don't have a fan page, you definitely got to set it up, is Facebook Live. Facebook Live is being prioritized big time by Facebook right now. Facebook Lives are also watched 3 times longer than regular videos. I heard the ideal kind of average watch time of a Facebook Live is 18 minutes. And so a lot longer content is happening with Facebook Live. And here's an example of just the superpower of a live session. This is how we set up the text, use a little bit of emojis. It has 6,600 views. That is high for us. Like sometimes we might post a native video. It's in the hundreds of views. So this is like at least 6x that. And on top of that, the likes you'll get, the engagements off the charts, the 220 comments, it's like record breaking compared to other content. So really be investing in Facebook Live. And this is something in addition to those 3 out of 4 posts. So our goal is to go live on Facebook once a week at least. And so if you haven't connected with me over there, we'll link it up in the description. And if you want to like the fan page that I have so that you can get notified, you can also turn on notifications to see those trainings. We do a lot of Q&A and other things over there on Facebook Live. But you can see you get tons of engagement. So add Facebook Live to your weekly rhythm and think about different content you could post there. Now, we're not going to do a ton of training on this because I have this video out. If you haven't seen it, the link will be in the description. And it's my biggest Facebook Live tips and tricks and kind of my script and just formula, like the framework, the order. It's kind of my template of how I do Facebook Live. And so you can check that out later. All right, number 6, we're talking about 7 tips on how to grow your YouTube channel with using Facebook. And number 6, of course, is key across social, is engage with your community. So people will leave comments on your posts. So make sure to at least like them because you can like them. You can also reply, even better. And then there's also visitor posts. That's kind of like people who post to your fan page kind of wall, if you will. People kind of leave you a message publicly. Make sure to go in there, like those, comment back on those. And also definitely in your inbox. You'll get some messages in your inbox. You know, you might say, well, Sean, that sounds like work. And I'll say, well, yeah, I mean, don't you want to put in the work to build your brand? Don't you want to put in the work to connect with people? Don't you want to put in the work to add value and create deep connections on social media? Yeah, I mean, take the time to actually care, dive in, connect with people, answer questions, be a human being, respond to people as a real person, etc. Right? And so engage with your community. And then number 7 is Facebook ads. Now, you can crush it with the first 6. So we're going to share some things here that just this kind of adds, like, you know, Facebook ads even in themselves are like gasoline. You need the first 6, I believe, to get your fire going. And then once you have that, you can pour gas on it and just take it to a whole nother level. But it doesn't mean you can't succeed without, you know, pay to play, without doing ads. But here's a couple things that we do. I just want to focus on one today because this training is not about Facebook ads directly, but I want to give you one really powerful strategy. So Facebook ads, a couple things we do. One, you could boost a post, do an ad on a post to drive over to a YouTube video. That's what we'll talk about today. You can also just build general brand awareness, and there's some ways to do that. And then you can also do some advanced Facebook ad strategy things. And so something to note is that this has been the evolution of Facebook over years ago now. This is an old image, but back in 2013, you could really build your audience organically. By 2014, you kind of needed to start doing ads. And by 2015, Facebook heavily became what's called pay to play, meaning the channels on Facebook that really connect and break through, they just understand that and they invest some money. Now, that can be discouraging, but don't forget that Facebook is a business, right? So for even just $5 a week, you can get an edge. Because think about it. They'll be judging thousands of pages. Facebook will judge thousands of pages who don't spend $5 a week, which is $20 a month, compared to your page who does. And I mean, who are you going to favor? Like who would you favor? Like put yourself in their shoes. They're a business. They got to make money. And so even if you just, experiment with like $5 a week strategically, you can really get an edge. And think about the world we live in. What Facebook has created is so extraordinary that let's say you had a dog channel. Like if you had a dog YouTube channel, the reality is you could target people who are just fans of Chihuahuas, and maybe it's all a Chihuahua channel. The fact that you could target specifically people that are into just Chihuahuas or just Pit Bulls with ads and get in front of strangers with quality content, that gives you the opportunity now to have them like your page, watch a video, discover you on YouTube. It's a stunning world we live in. And so if we start thinking a little bit like, my gosh, like Facebook, thank you so much for even setting this up, for building this community. It does make sense. I know it's frustrating, but it does make sense. So here's a little bit of what we do when it comes to Facebook ads, when it comes to pay to play, specifically to grow our YouTube channel. So here's a video, and maybe you've seen, I got a standing desk and like this exercise bike. It's ridiculous. And so here's like a post. This is a native Facebook video uploaded to Facebook. You've got the copy here, the use of emojis. You've got the link over to YouTube, and the link over to YouTube is the video that I want people to see. Like that's the action that I want to drive here. So I want people to discover that. And then what we did was we paid for ads on this post, and you could see it got a ton of reach. And also, this is a huge tip and a huge benefit of like boosting a video. See, it says sponsored. It also creates this. It creates this button for you. It creates this headline. This is clickable as a link. This is clickable as a link. This little learn more button is clickable. The only way to get this is to turn on a boost, turn on an ad. But what's cool is if you only turn on the ad for like $5, you still get the button and it's still visible everywhere, right? So that's cool. And now you can reach out and target people that are maybe interested in content like this. So I could, potentially target people who are a fan of the brand and maybe they want to see a certain setup using it, like Lock Tech, the exercise bike, or maybe people who are into fitness, all kinds of different things of people who might be interested in this video. And from doing this and boosting this a little bit, this led to 5 new page likes and 161 people clicked over to watch the YouTube video. Now, based on our targeting, that's 161 new people who were not our current audience. Obviously, like if you're already subscribed to Think Media or you already like me on Facebook or whatever and our content, well, then you already would see it. There's not necessarily a reason to try to reach your own audience. You've already reached them. We're talking about like, how do you reach strangers? And that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to build your channel and say, hey, you don't know me yet, but I create good content. And I know that you're passionate about dogs, Chihuahuas. And so, hey, you should check out my Chihuahua channel, right? And so it's a huge opportunity to invest and put a little bit of skin in the game, skip coffee one day a week at Starbucks and then invest that in building your brand. And you can get big returns and big impact. Here's another example. And one of the keys here to think about when it comes to Facebook is experimenting with different video resolutions. And so what I mean is this video is actually a square, which doesn't look the best on desktop because of these black bars, but where most people are watching content these days is on their phones. And so sometimes even longer videos, like longer up and down videos, they work on Facebook because that's the way the news feed's working. That's the way people are watching content. Widescreen only videos are not the only thing that works and not necessarily the best. So ask yourself, like, how can you experiment with different video upload resolutions and things like that? This video links over to YouTube. And in this case, it's a review of a gimbal that I did, but the video shows a before and after of the gimbal. It was entirely separate content that I just went out with my friend Omar. We shot it and it ended up performing very well. 355 people clicked over to the YouTube video, which is awesome. That's a lot of, again, new people. And that can lead to subscribers on your YouTube channel. That can lead to, people discovering you, etc. 6 page likes came of this. This is very, very cool. So, hey, we're going to get to Q&A in just a second. I also have some bonus tips for you, but I do want to talk about really quick that if you love training like this, like if you're getting value out of this, you like this kind of deeper dive, tactical, strategic, how to hack platforms type of training, and you haven't seen the free masterclass that we did recently, definitely check it out. It's at learnyoutubetoday.com. It's free. We're leaving it up for limited time, probably a week or 2 more, depending. And so once it comes down though, it'll be gone and it's free right now. And so it's like a 45-minute masterclass where we cover the 5 specific strategies for quickly attracting new viewers, growing your audience fast on YouTube, the 3 best ways to make $1,000 per month, even if you have a small audience, you're just starting out. And then also how I grew this channel, the channel you're watching right now, Think Media TV, from 10,000 subscribers to over 100,000 in just under a year. And so that was kind of the principles and YouTube tips that I learned from that season. I mean, now, we've grown past that, but like we had this huge spurt. Like, how do we do that? What are some of the tips? I cover all of that on learnyoutubetoday.com. So there's a link in the description if you want to check that out while it's still available. So again, limited time, so definitely check that out. Okay, let's dive into some Q&A. And again, there'll be links in the description. If you are watching this live, they're not necessarily all there yet. So on the rebroadcast, the articles where I got the stats, the videos that I said I'd link to, those will all be in the YouTube description. So for sure, if you're here on the replay, it's all down there. And then for Q&A, hit us up in the live chat, but also on the rebroadcast, you can hit us up in the comments section and we'll be able to respond to you there. And Heather's been curating some of your questions for me. Heather is on my team here in Vegas. And so we'll do that. Oh, and one more thing. If you want to go check out and see this stuff in real time, I mean, you could go look at all the examples we talked about, fb.com/Sean Thinks. Side note, you can do that to any of your posts. If you just want to shorten down your fan page, fb.com/your URL, your username, will always work. So it's kind of a cool way to shorten the link and then share it on social. So you don't have to say facebook.com/Sean Thinks. That would work, but fb.com/Sean Thinks works too. So that's kind of a cool hack. But over on that page, if you're interested in the weekly Facebook Lives, training, more content to help you build your influence, income, and impact with online video, then definitely let's connect over on Facebook. Would love to connect with you over there. And there's also a way to turn on notifications, which is a great way to help your audience kind of know or to make sure they see your content. So if you wanted to like not miss anything, you could go to the page here, see it says following. You could say in your news feed, I want to see it first. I want to unfollow them. I want to turn notifications off, or I want to leave them on so that I see all the live videos and the events. So you can personally curate what you'd want to maybe see, training videos and whatnot from myself, but also educate your audience about this stuff, because just because someone likes your page doesn't necessarily mean they're going to always see your content, right? Because of that organic reach on Facebook. If it doesn't get a lot of likes or comments, people might not see it. So if they want to kind of see everything, make sure they don't miss any of your content, then help people know how to turn on notifications. All right, let's dive into some questions. Tech Fusion says, so we should make a Facebook page. Yes. Here's kind of how I like to think about it too, is like there is such a massive opportunity happening right now online in general, right? Like I think that this is one of the things that drives me and motivates me is the conversations I'm going to have with my future grandkids. I think about that. It's one of the things that I think about every day, that in 20 years, I'm going to be sitting with one of my grandkids who just studied in school the era that we're living in right now. In history books or like on their iPads as they're studying, they'll be reading about the communications revolution, when Facebook started and how much it grew, when YouTube started and all the things that happened. And as much as we are hustling, as much as we are doing, what drives me is this conversation with little Timmy, my grandson, and him looking at me and saying, Dad, you lived through that? Or Grandpa, you lived through that? Why didn't you give it your all? Why didn't you go all in? Why'd you take so much time off and just kind of pretend as if it wasn't one of the greatest opportunities in human history? That honestly is what motivates me. I think about it that seriously. I think about it, you think about the gold rush that happened in California. And when that was happening, people were like selling their houses, getting in wagons and driving to California for the chance of changing their future, changing their legacy, changing generations to come. And so that's kind of dramatic about like, yeah, you should start a Facebook page. But that's kind of what I think about it is, you know, you got to be wise. You only have so much bandwidth. You know, you got your YouTube channel, manage other social media platforms. But when I look at like what is happening right now, the opportunity with live video, we're on live right now, live video on Facebook. Live video is on fire right now. It's not always going to be what it is now. It's going to get more crowded. So I want to encourage you. That's why you should go all in, go in a little bit more. One of my favorite quotes is live today like no one else so that later in life you can live like no one else. So what if you put in the extra hustle to grind on Facebook and build your brand there? What if you put in the extra hustle to just the extra effort, the extra work to crush it so much while this window of opportunity is open, because it won't be open forever. While it's open to hustle. And so I think Facebook is a strategic place. It's a place that really, as influencers, business owners, brand builders of any kind, we shouldn't be ignoring. So yeah, start a Facebook page. Thanks for the question. Lauren says, is it worth it to upload all of your videos to both YouTube and Facebook? If no, then how do you know which to publish to YouTube and which to publish to both? Some people do, just because you get better organic reach when you just upload the video right there to Facebook. Another option is while you're creating the content, change the outro. So if you want to do that strategy, just make the ending different on the video. So on the YouTube version, you're like, hey, click subscribe for more videos like this on YouTube. Links in the description. On Facebook, you might end and say, so hey, thanks so much for checking out this video. Make sure to like this page and turn on notifications so you never miss any content here on this Facebook page. And click the share button and share this with somebody here on Facebook. Hit the like button. Does that make sense? So then you speak native language to each platform respectively. And you could just make that slightly different version. And if you think ahead about it, it's not too much more challenging to create. The last thing I would say is what we typically do, our rhythm, is all of the reviews, the actual video with all the tips, that exists on YouTube. What exists on Facebook is micro content, snippets of some of those videos that share like 1 out of 7 points. So the way I would actually promote this training is I actually might make a video that shares number 1 on Facebook. And I'm like, hey guys, I want to give you a quick tip about Facebook. Number 1, make sure your branding's set up first. Like if your page is not set up right, what good is getting all this reach? You only get one chance to make a first impression. And I'd say, hey, I actually just finished a training with 7 tips. If you want to see all 7, the link is in this post. Go check it out on YouTube. So that's like a video on Facebook, shares kind of a quick tip. That's what we do. And then for all of our intense full-length trainings, we send people to Think Media TV over here on YouTube. Same thing we do on Video Influencers. If we have a full-length 20-minute interview with somebody, we'll upload one question, just one little point from that person, link to the full-length video over on YouTube. And so, Lauren, it's a mix. Like it's kind of up to you to experiment, to figure out your strategy. And that's what I might do. I actually might try to go on paper. I think there's something powerful about planning on paper and just say Facebook strategy, like what kind of content could we create there, et cetera. And the last tip I would give there is what we're really learning is, you know, for Think Media TV, so we do trainings like this, but what really works great on Facebook, because we do a tech channel, is like really exciting content, which just makes sense in general. So what I mean is like drone footage, action camera footage, gimbal footage when I'm snowboarding. I mean, that's the stuff that does the best. So you could think about, you know, what's shareable, what's likable, what's kind of entertaining really makes sense on Facebook. And then that could link to, and here's all the very practical text and specs and tips about the camera I just used to create this really cool video. So that's a little bit of insight into kind of what we do. Joe says, do you think it's best to post a YouTube link in the comments rather than the post itself? I've heard that Facebook will limit the exposure of the YouTube link. So Joe brings up a good question. One of the tips that was really popular a couple years ago was to, instead of linking to the video right here, Coach Tulane, you know, you could actually say, you edit this, you say link in the comments, and then you post the link in the comments. And a couple years ago, that hack really, like, Facebook didn't see it, but now they've caught up to that. So it's still a good practice. Joe, what I would recommend is experiment. I mean, test both, see which one's better. But from our tests, it's kind of about the same once Facebook figured it out. But what I always recommend is do your own test, you know, experiment, like look at what your reach was, look at what your impact was, and then adapt. And the other thing is, things are always changing. That's a great example. That was like a cool hack that really worked insanely well for a while. But then of course, Facebook catches up, things change. And so always be learning, always be growing, always be pursuing mastery, stay on your grind, stay on your hustle, stay focused, and always be diving into the platform to learn the best practices. Bobby asks, what is organic reach? What exactly does that mean? Okay, so Bobby, what that means is that I'm going to go to my business manager here, and that's going to let me see behind the scenes on my Facebook page. And then what we're going to see as soon as it loads is that this post right here doesn't have an ad on it. See, it says boost post. It's not boosted. And so it has 1,154 people reached. This is organic. It's 100% organic. You can see all the stats, and it has, you know, the 5 likes, etc. And so that reach, to define reach on Facebook, that just means it went through someone's newsfeed. It means their eyes could have scanned it. So 1,154 people saw that post and had a chance to engage with it. And that's where our challenge as creators is to create likable, commentable, shareable content. Because in this case, that post only got a couple likes. And so let's look at another one. This one talking about Snapchat, higher reach, 24, you know, different photo. This also makes sense. This is a stranger, like nobody in my audience necessarily like knows Tulin. It was an interview that I did with her. This case, they would know us, so it makes sense with a better reach, maybe some better comments. So again, that's organic reach. So then here, check this out. This is the paid reach. So this video, so far, we've spent $4.35 total so far. And that's led to an additional paid reach of 1,178 people. So the organic side was all of the people who are seeing it without paying to play, but another 1,100 people had the chance to like, engage with this post, go check it out because of paying, you know, to boost this post. And then see, it creates this clickable link to where not only could you click this link to go to the YouTube video, but you could click this link and it'll take you over to the YouTube video as well. And even if you boost your post for just like $5, you could do that. It's pretty cool. All right. Gregor says, but how do people find your Facebook page? Great question. A couple of different ways. Number one, when people share. I mean, consistent, strategic, quality content is what wins. Content is king, but marketing is queen, and she runs the household. So you want to master both and really study both. So when you have great content that's very shareable, people can discover your page. So one example that I like is Jake Paul, who's one of the most famous, or I should say Logan Paul, on Facebook in particular. He's one of the big Facebook influencers who has influence right on Facebook. So if we go to a pages and then we check out Logan Paul, you know, 15 million likes. But let's think about the strategy of how does he get reach. It's because he uploads, in this case, he's a comedian, basically. He's like an internet comedian. And so if he uploads videos that are like a lot of photos here, let's see if we can get, here's a video one. So look at this, 4 million views, but here's 41,778 shares. This is one of the best ways people find your channel, right? Because that's friends who have not clicked like on his page, and friends of friends could see it. They could click like on his page. So that's basically way. It's in that case, it's quality content. It's funny. So you'd be asking yourself, how can I make inspirational, educational, informational, entertaining, motivating content that gets shared? and people could discover your page. The other thing is just the list of best practices for any social media platform. So a lot of websites, if you have a website, it'll have the Twitter logo, the Facebook logo, etc. That's a way to come find you. And so when someone says, you know, well, I love Facebook, so my way to want, but the way that I would, for some people, and here's an interesting thought. This is the reason I say build your brand on Facebook. Some people may never even want to go to YouTube. They may, I mean, I don't know why, but there's those people like, I just like Facebook and I want to stay in Facebook. If I didn't, build my presence there, I could never serve and impact those people for them not wanting to leave. A lot of people just play in their own sandboxes themselves. So if you expand your reach by expanding onto other platforms, you can get, a bigger impact. And here's another, practical example on this page here. This is the channel. You could put your social media links on your YouTube channel. And so even on your YouTube channel, you could cross promote back and forth. And so that link links over to Facebook. And the same is true. So many tactics. In fact, that'd be a great video. How do you get people to find your Facebook page? You tweet out when you're going on Facebook Live. So then the people who are following you on Twitter discover that you're over on Facebook Live. And then the other one would be that paid ads one. I mean, again, if you have, that your demographic, if you have a Chihuahua YouTube channel, you could go into your analytics and see that your biggest audience is 25 to 45. Your channel is all about Chihuahuas. You're very well positioned to target people who like Chihuahuas in a certain age demographic. They're probably gonna love your YouTube channel, / your Facebook page if you're uploading cute videos there or whatever, and thus a Facebook ad targeting them or a boost targeting them could get you in front of that possible audience. So Gregor, there's tons of ways. It's kind of, and there's a lot of overlap ones. Like it's the way you grow any social media platform. Like, hey, Instagram, did you know I'm on Facebook? Educating, if you have an email list, letting them know that you're over on Facebook. But bring it back that before you educate people about what you're doing on Facebook, have a reason why they should follow you there. This goes same true for your YouTube channel. What is your value proposition? So if you have a Chihuahua channel, you're like, hey, my target audience is people who loves Chihuahuas, and my value proposition is weekly cute videos of Chihuahuas or weekly tips about how to raise a Chihuahua. And so then on Facebook, you're like, hey guys, follow me on Facebook because every Friday night we do a Q&A all about Chihuahuas and breeding Chihuahuas. You know what I mean? So like you need to really start with the end in mind. Who's your target audience? What's your value proposition for each social media platform? And then there's a pitch. There's there's value to say like the reason you should follow me. Now I'm talking about like what I would say to you. The reason you should follow me on Facebook is because I'm going to deliver you value. I want to share some inspirational content, keep you motivated, but then also keep you, give you valuable, actionable content with Facebook Lives, with native videos that's going to help you with online video, which is the focus of our niche. So figure that out for your own brand and then grind on that. The Migraine Guy says, what's a good ratio for money to spend on Facebook boosting relative to engagement? I would actually honestly just recommend starting with like $5 and then evaluating it. And the other thing too is don't be afraid to lose the money, because losing money is never a good idea. But part of it is like you learn as you go. So meaning like I would say be willing to spend $50, maybe $5 a week just for the education that $50 would get you. That investment, in my opinion, sell something on eBay, and instead of going to the movies or buying a video game, invest it in your brand and the education. How much more lethal are you going to be after testing just $5 on all these different strategic posts you're posting, seeing how they do, learning about them, studying the analytics, and then later it's like, my gosh, you're going to know so much. So in a way, I recommend almost experiment with like maybe $5 on a video post, link it to your YouTube, see how it does. In fact, that video with Tulin that I just posted on Video Influencers, she talks about how she's really growing her YouTube channel with a Facebook ad strategy. She's teaching fitness, specifically plus size fitness and modifications, targeting a certain audience on Facebook that are really resonating with Facebook videos she's uploading. And then they're going to follow her over on her YouTube. And she's doing something like $20, I think, a day now, but it's leading to something like 400 subscribers a day. And she has a whole business model built around her YouTube channel. So that makes sense. So it also depends where you are. If you're not monetizing in any way, it's a little bit harder because you're just spending the money out of pocket to build your brand. But let's say you have YouTube ads happening, affiliate marketing, you're building a business model around your brand, you got brand deals happening. You 100% should be allocating dollars to reinvest into growing your brand further, faster, especially if you have income happening. And Altone asks, thanks so much for the question. Altone asks, one thing I have issues with is trying to keep up while still working at a very busy day job. Facebook is not friendly to me on iPhone, maybe the user. Altone, I respect that 100%. And so I wouldn't, at the end of this training, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that it's the right time for you to go all in on Facebook and do this. I mean, you heard this, you're like, we do 4 posts a day. I didn't say that. Or our goal is to do 4 posts a day. Now, consider this though. I'm at a place where I have help of a team now, very small team, but nevertheless, I'm just in a different place. And so what I used to do was I was as consistent as I could be. I did want to have a presence there. Every once in a while, when I had a really good idea, I would do something there. And over the years, things grew. So to be honest, by the time I went full-time on YouTube about 2 years ago and some other things, I was just glad I started and I'd done a few things because at least there was a little bit of an audience on the fan page. And then once things shifted, we were able to crank it up, double down, get more momentum, etc., with a lot of these strategies. So everything is contextual, right? Like it depends on where you are in your business, where you are with your brand. So if all you can do, I would much rather you do one social media platform really well and create depth there while working a very busy day job. And then maybe eventually scale onto Facebook. But on the flip side, I might challenge you too to say, how could you batch produce content so that it doesn't take that much more work to post some things there? Make sense? You shoot a couple extra photos. As soon as you're done with your YouTube video, turn the camera off, turn it back on and be like, hey, what's up, Facebook family? Quick thing. One of the most important things is this, and I just finished a new video, so you can go check it out. It only takes 60 seconds if that was a 60-second video. That gives you a native upload. It just gives you something to do there. And if you do that, you're already doing it a lot better than 99 out of 100 people using Facebook, who again, all they do is link to their stuff, no reach, zero engagement. It's just not working. They're not getting any results on Facebook. So just do a few of the best practices, leverage the power of batching. And Al, I would recommend, if you haven't seen that batching video, check it out. We'll post it in the description soon. So thanks so much for hanging out. Couple things that I would ask from you really quick would be definitely check out links in the description. But here's one of the biggest things that is a huge sad frustration for me. And that is that the, the live chat disappears and there's then comments start at 0. So if you got value out of this training, as soon as the replay pops back up, if you could come back and leave a comment. Question of the day: what is your Facebook page? Don't link to it because it'll just get put to spam if you do a link in the YouTube comments. And so do this. What is your, do you have a Facebook fan page? That's the question of the day. And what is your current level of activity there? Like, grade yourself. Are you crushing it? Are you barely using it? Are you getting results there? Do you have a Facebook page? What are your current results with it? How's it working? How do you feel about how you're grinding on it? Let me know in the comments on the replay of this video. That would mean the world to me. Appreciate you so much. Check out links in the description from this video and everything. And you can see those down there. And then you could also jump into Q&A. We did Q&A. And then again, if you want to check out more training like this, definitely check out the Learn YouTube Today. Oh yeah, we'll talk, you know what? Here's some bonus strategies. We won't even touch on those for time's sake. We could do these in the future. Messenger bots, Facebook groups, sharing between pages. But check out the Learn YouTube Today Masterclass. Like, you want to dive in, you really want to grow your YouTube channel this year, check that out. It's available. So the link is in the description below for that, or just go to learnyoutubetoday.com. Hey, appreciate you so much. It means the world to me that you're here. It means the world to me that we're hanging out. And I'm really committed. I'm super passionate about helping you go further, faster in media. Let me know. Come back to the replay. Let me know if these trainings are valuable, helpful, these deeper dives, tactical trainings. And because I really think we're going to have a great year together, growing your brand and ultimately growing your influence, your income, so that you can make a greater impact online and with online video. So I appreciate you. Keep crushing it. Keep smashing it. And we will talk soon.